Welcome back to my video. Thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Laser Laz Red Mike or Michael, and let's get this ranking started. Also get ready for some hot takes in this ranking, so don't send me hate comments below LOL. Let's start things off with the first Spongebob movie from 2004. Now I have a lot of nostalgia with this movie. This movie is so damn funny. There are so many iconic and wacky lines that make you laugh every second. But this movie does have some flaws like the TV animation that looks fine and better than the show but not as much as a movie. And I wish that the rest of the characters like Sandy, Mr. Krabs, and Squidward got more screen time. But overall, I loved this movie and I will always watch this movie if I'm bored or anything, so with that, I'ma give this movie a 9/10. Now let's move to the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water, which released 11 years after the first movie, and this movie came out in 2015. This is going to be a hot take, but in my opinion, I think it's better than the first SpongeBob movie. I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash with what I said, but what this movie does so well is handling characters and mixing so many kinds of genres together. I love the Plankton and SpongeBob team-up, which felt different and gave Plankton kinda a character arc, which I loved. But my favorite part of this movie is when all the characters go to the real world and turn into superheroes. This has been done before, but I loved how it was done here. All the designs looks beautiful and are very creative. But with all that praise, this movie can have flaws, like while the story is really good, it has all been done in SpongeBob before, and I thought the humor worked better in the first movie than this because sometimes the humor in this can feel forced. But I also really love this SpongeBob movie, so with that, I'ma give this movie a 9/10. Oh boy, now we get to Sponge on the Run. Yeah, this movie was a huge mess filled with so many things we have already seen from SpongeBob. The story feels like it's not made for a movie and has scenes that drag, like the dream scene or that awful 15-minute monologue that was just there to promote Camp Coral, which I utterly hate the show. There's weird character uses in this movie, like Plankton literally kidnapped Gary, and why this movie is happening, and when Mr. Krabs, Sandy, and Squidward go to find SpongeBob, Plankton just joins them because he's a main character. But the animation of this movie is absolutely stunning. This is the best-looking Nickelodeon movie next to Mutant Mayhem. All the textures affect, and the settings look so alive and expressive, giving these characters more life than they ever have. I wanted to love Sponge on the Run because I remember being so excited for this movie back in 2020 and thinking that the movie would come on, only to find out that it didn't release in the US. But overall, this movie just broke my heart by how disappointed I was with this movie. The story is a mess and doesn't feel like a movie. The animation is stunning and is the reason to watch this movie, and the characters are handled weirdly. So these are my thoughts on all three SpongeBob movies. While On the Run was disappointing, the other two movies I loved, and here's my ranking. Number 3, Sponge on the Run. 2, SpongeBob movie 2004, and the best SpongeBob movie in my opinion is Sponge Out of Water.